Alright fans, coming up next, a first time ever 4-man elimination gauntlet match involving Mad Dog Mark McKay, the Lightning Fast, Tony Dangerous, SP1 Scotty Priest, and Ricochet, the winner of which will face Gary Galaxy for the Cruiserweight title.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is a 4-man gauntlet match. Last man standing is the winner. And now, here are the rules for the 4-man gauntlet match. 2 wrestlers will start in the ring, and every 2 minutes, another wrestler joins the match. Elimination can only occur by pinfall or submission. The match continues until 1 wrestler remains, and he will be declared the winner.
Damn, just hearing this guy makes me think of my years as a misspent, unmasked teen at many a Rocky Horror midnight show.
You too, Tex? Come on, let's do the time warp again.
Introducing first, from Staten-on-This, weighing 194 pounds, the Lightning Fast, Tony
The
Dangerous.
Lightning Fast won RWL's superhero in residence, the Lightning Fast, Tony Dangerous, drawing number 1 here in this 4-way elimination gauntlet matchup, and Tony Dangerous heavily favored to win it, and why not? He has been a consistent winner, and he poses a threat whenever he's near, especially in a multi-man matchup. Tony Dangerous loves to zip around and loves to fly. He is absolutely amazing.
Well, he just ping, ping, ping like Ricochet Rabbit. He is something else, ain't he? But, oh man, he's up here against SP1 Scotty Priest, a rival of his that hates his guts. Oh, and Ricochet, who don't like him too much neither. And Mad Dog Mark McKay, he's the new wild card in the mix, the dark horse. Who knows what he's gonna do?
And his opponent from Glen Burnie, Maryland, weighing 192 pounds, SP1, Scotty Priest.
The metal maniac of Glen Burnie, Maryland, warriors of wrestling indie star Scotty Priest, also a multi-time RWL champ, who, like his rival Tony Dangerous, has sometimes held the titles at once. But hey, in this 4-man gauntlet free for all, everybody and their mothers see themselves as the last man standing, and the one to face Cruiserweight champ Gary Galaxy for the title next. Ironic that Tony Dangerous and SP1 should be the ones starting this gauntlet match, given their positively poisonous rivalry.
Deep hatred. Very deep hatred. In fact, you might say Scotty Priest is Tony Dangerous' personal Lex Luthor.
Nailed it.
Old rivals Tony Dangerous and Priest gonna mix it up while the other 2 guys come in later. Every 2 minutes, it says. Oh man. And boy, Priest and Dangerous really don't like each other. There's the bell. Here we go. SP1 rebounds off the ropes, takes Tony Dangerous down to the canvas face first. There's a kick to the side of the head. SP1 with a drop kick takes Tony Dangerous down to the mat again. Scotty Priest with a kick to the back of Tony Dangerous. The Lightning Fast one rounded back up. There's another drop kick from SP1. These guys always move fast, always deliver a great matchup. SP1 with a kick to the back of Tony Dangerous and going to work on the arms now. Rounds up the Lightning Fast one. Scotty Priest gets a hold of Tony Dangerous, has him hold, snap suplex, goes for the roll, delivers a second one. He's going to go for the trifecta. SP1 with a series of vertical suplexes on Tony Dangerous, and he has been kryptonite to the Lightning Fast one so far. And we still got a bunch of guys coming in, 2 more right after this. Time's running out too. SP1 Scotty Priest has been dominant on Tony Dangerous ever since the opening bell. Snap suplex again, winds him up. He's gonna go for that trifecta twice. Going for a half dozen vertical suplexes on the Lightning Fast Tony Dangerous. And this match is just getting started. Scotty Priest covers. 1. Well, that did not work out. SP1 Scotty Priest with a stomp to the shoulder of Tony Dangerous. He is going to have to snap out of it because he is in big trouble. There's a knee right to the head of Tony Dangerous. SP1 going to work on the arms and shoulders of Tony. SP1 rallying the crowd here in London. Tony Dangerous gets a hold of him, and we got a few seconds away. before the next guy comes in. Only be one or two, so let's see which one it is. Oh, man. Well, there it is. There's the music. Mad Dog Mark McKay putting in another appearance tonight. Well, he has been most prolific since his debut on Rage months and months ago. Tony Dangerous. Whoa, he just went crossbody on took Priest to the outside. Mad Dog Mark McKay stopping to introduce himself to the folks. Tony Dangerous rounded up by SP1, driven into the ring steps. Here comes Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay goes behind on Scotty Priest. Drives a knee into the back of SP1. Drives another knee into the head of Scotty Priest. Tony Dangerous has rounded himself up a steel chair. Here he comes. Oh, man, a crack across the back of the skull. And another to Mad Dog Mark McKay. Tony Dangerous really open up with that steel chair. McKay back up on his feet. A Hurricane Rana from Tony takes him down onto the ramp. Scotty Priest back into the fray here. A kick, a chop on Tony Dangerous. Gets the underhook going here. Oh, and drops a knee right into the back of Tony Dangerous. Mad Dog Mark McKay introduces himself to Scotty Priest, says, "Hi, howdy. Meet my friend the Barricade." Fails to connect with that drop kick. I don't know what he was thinking. Tony Dangerous back up on his feet. It's just a dukeroo on the outside. No disqualification in this three-way matchup. A knee from Tony Dangerous to Mad Dog Mark McKay. A series of chops. An elbow. SP1 through the ropes. A human missile to Tony Dangerous. Caught him from behind, not looking. Gotta have your head on a swivel in a three-way match. Come on. Tony Dangerous gets a hold of SP1. Snap, there's him. Drop kick to the side of the head. Mad Dog Mark McKay catches an elbow from Tony, and down he goes. Tony Dangerous taking on two guys at once here. SP1 with that wheelbarrow flip on the lightning fast one. Mad Dog Mark McKay reaching for a little assistance. Whoa, man, pitched a stop sign and Tony Dangerous said stop. Here comes the next one. It's Ricochet. And he and Mad Dog Mark McKay got history. SP1's got history with... Oh, man, Ricochet's got history with everybody in this matchup. Which makes it all the more interesting. Myron, you are a wicked one. I know, I tried. Well, it is total pandemonium. There goes that stop sign again. Ricochet pitching it at SP1. Tony Dangerous trying to retreat to higher ground. Ricochet gets a hold of him, pitches him halfway across the ring. SP1 has taken out Mad Dog Mark McKay for the moment. Tony Dangerous taken down face first to the floor by Scotty Priest. Mad Dog Mark McKay catches a hurricane from Priest. Ricochet moves in on Tony Dangerous. A series of shots from Ricochet. SP1 rolls Mad Dog Mark McKay back into the ring. Ricochet with elbows to the midsection of SP1. Tony Dangerous is laid out and in trouble. He's been taking a whipping since the early goings. Ricochet with a steel chair. Swinging for SP1. SP1 disarms him. Mad Dog Mark McKay catches a little break in the middle of the ring. Comes on out, decides to join the party. Ricochet gets a hold of McKay. Tony Dangerous bringing a ladder into the mix here. Let's see how that comes into play, if it ever does. And it's total chaos on the other side of the ring. Priest rolls Ricochet back inside, spinning neck breaker. The Mad Dog Mark McKay. Tony Dangerous caught up by Ricochet. A drop kick to Tony Dangerous. Tony counters with a kick to the leg to Ricochet on the outside. It's SP1 and Mad Dog Mark McKay. A kick to the midsection from McKay. Here's a cover from Ricochet. One. But, man, just a one. SP1 catches a power bomb from Mad Dog Mark McKay on the outside. Tony Dangerous gets a hold of Ricochet, whips him to the far left corner. McKay going back under the ring for a little more assistance. Got himself a trash can. Tony Dangerous. He's gonna fly. There it is. The frog splash. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Oh, man. Priest catching the rim of that trash can from Mad Dog Mark McKay. And pitches the trash can after him. Well, this one's gotten real chaotic real quick. Tony Dangerous out after Ricochet. saying goodbye, so long, au revoir, you're done. Oh, it's one down. 3 guys left. Tony Dangerous gets a hold of McKay. And spins him with that flip. Priest through the rope and oh man, a tornado DDT on the outside from Scotty Priest to his old rival Tony Dangerous. Priest fails to connect with that one. Tony Dangerous nails him with a basement dropkick. Ricochet was out of here quick. It's down to McKay, Priest, and Tony Dangerous. Priest just nailed Tony Dangerous with his own move. And now these two, McKay and Priest, the ring steps dividing them. Tony Dangerous laying in the way, and he is laid out bad. And now it looks like some kind of mating ritual from a nature show. The two creatures guard each other carefully, minding one another's actions. Tony Dangerous back into the mix here. There goes Scotty Priest. Tony Dangerous gets a hold of Mad Dog Mark McKay, takes him down. Double boots from Mad Dog Mark McKay. Tony Dangerous with a hold of McKay. Priest with a hold of a chair. This is going to get bad. A DDT to Mad Dog Mark McKay. Tony Dangerous brained with the chair by Scotty Priest. He is unloading with that steel chair on the lightning fast one. Oh yeah, these two hate each other. Mad Dog Mark McKay in the meanwhile still figuring it all out. Priest rounds him up, reminds him where he is and what's going on. Pitches him towards the other side, but no good. Here's a kick to the midsection. SP1 gonna nail him with that slam. That wheelbarrow power. Oh man, McKay in trouble. Priest goes right back to work on Tony Dangerous. Slams him to the canvas face first. Might have caught the rim of that chair too. SP1 on fire here. Going to work on McKay. Tony Dangerous interrupts the party. Pitches him towards McKay. Tony Dangerous with a wheelbarrow DDT on Mad Dog Mark McKay. Scotty Priest rolls back into the ring. McKay goes behind on Tony. Rolls him into the ring. Oh, man. Priest with a right to Tony Dangerous. Mad Dog Mark McKay watching from the outside as SP1 takes himself all the way up. There we go. Another frog splash. Here's another cover. 1, 2, 3. Well, this one's all over. SP1 Scotty Priest has gotten rid of Tony Dangerous. This down to Mad Dog Mark McKay. Here's another cover. 1, 2. Not quite the end just yet. Mad Dog Mark McKay still hanging on. Scotty Priest and Mad Dog Mark McKay. It is down to these two fellas. Scotty Priest gets a hold of McKay. Another DDT. Face first into the mat for McKay. SP1 gonna fly. Here's another frog splash. Here's another cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. SP1 Scotty Priest wins this gauntlet match by pinfall.
The time was 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Your winner is P1, Scotty Priest.
Wow, that was cool as all get out. It was like Priest just lit up after Tony Dangerous was eliminated. Did you notice? And just going after pin on anything with a pulse. No wonder he's walking out of our first ever gauntlet match as a winner. And y'all just already know, Gary Galaxy had his eye on this match, and he wasn't going to be cool about whoever the winner was. But now, Gary knows Scotty Priest is next in line to try and take the Cruiserweight title.
Hey, maybe our boy Johnny Bianco can get some insight from Sylvia Strong and Gary Galaxy about that one in the next hour. Speaking of the next hour, that is coming up. We are done with hour 1. We'll be back with hour 2 of the Labor Day Slamathon right after this brief intermission.
And now RWL wrestler Sir Reggie Smythe for Mrs. Gormley's Beef Tallow Crisps.